one of the main challenges for any organization to deploy knowledge management, which is having that culture across a diverse set of people. Like I gave you the example, geographically different, culturally different, in terms of the work that they're doing, that is also different. I may have nothing to do with Kailash, I may not know who he is. And so, what are the best ways in terms of building that culture so that I start sharing and he vice versa starts sharing with me?
Well, one of the first things you have to recognize is when we're talking about organizational culture, we're not talking about one culture. We're talking about a set of mini cultures. When we're talking about a country's culture, we talked about that before, we're not talking about one country's culture, we're talking about dozens, if not hundreds, of cultures that may be as small as a village, a town, a city, a region. It depends, and you will find very similar structures in the organization. You know, a sales area will have different cultural perspectives and success criteria than HR, than production lines, than research, you know, name it. Your cultural change perspective and approach has to take that into account. What works in sales doesn't necessarily work in the production line environment, may not work in finance.
And what have been, you know, steps that you've taken or work best towards driving that, towards, you know, adding all the differences across even one organization and getting them to come together? What are the steps that work best?
Well, the steps that works best is to, and that is where the key to success is the organizational commitment to making that happen. Is the way that there's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It has to be a common structure, but it needs to be able to be regionally, functionally applied with slight differences. Like I said, what works in sales may not work in the production line area, etc. But your common approach of trying to capture something, share it, proactively disseminate it, those kind of things should be in very similar ways. The drivers to get people to share, the success metrics, those may be different. The processes, the tools, the workflows may be very similar, if not the same. You know, you may have different templates, but your workflow processes may be similar in terms of they have to go through steps of approval depending on certain values that you fill out. They may end up in the same kind of technology to harvest the knowledge, but it may end up in different knowledge bases depending on the topic of the knowledge collected. So